Overall, we had about a 4% decrease in the population, which is not very significant. It's been fairly stable for the last several years on a statewide basis. However, the Piedmont region had a pretty substantial increase in fawn recruitment last year, about 68% up from the low 50 percentile. So we're going to expect to see a pretty good number of deer this year in Piedmont, or the upper half of the state. Last season on the WMAs, we had a pretty average year. We had about 55,000 hunters that killed about 5,600 deer. So pretty good year, pretty average. After several years of evaluating public input and doing numerous surveys and to address an action item on Georgia's deer management plan, we established that single statewide deer season ending on the second Sunday in January. However, hunting deer over bait is still unlawful in the former northern zone. Based on Georgia's 10-year deer management plan, intersex days have been adjusted to meet population goals on a regional basis. The Piedmont, Ridge and Valley, and Lower Coastal Plain goal is to slightly increase, then stabilize the population. A more substantial increase is the goal for the Blue Ridge Mountains, and the goal of the Upper Coastal Plain is to stabilize. Those counties have season-long intersex days, along with the 9 antler-restricted counties and metropolitan counties with limited hunter access. Well, some good areas that are quota limited are Panola Mountain and Hard Labor Creek State Park. Those had exceedingly high hunter success rates in the past year. A good non-quota opportunity is Riverbend WMA for the quantity of deer. Some good areas for quality bucks are Chattahoochee Fall Line, Fort Perry Tract, Panola Mountain State Park, and Okmulgee WMA. All of these areas had greater than 30% success rate on 2.5-year-old bucks and older. It's always best to check the weather beforehand to look for prevailing wind directions, and also check the wind in the field to make sure you're downwind of where you anticipate the deer to come in. Archery hunting requires a much more limited range, making hunter movement and scent much more critical. Seek out areas with a concentrated food source and good thick cover to conceal yourself in, so that you can get a good close shot on a deer to make an ethical kill. By the time firearm season opens, many oaks have started dropping. It's best to position yourself between a good food source like oaks and a good bedding area like a clear cut or old field. Archery hunting in late season can be more difficult as leaves fall off the trees and concealment becomes difficult. However, you do get the added benefit of being able to take either sex with archery equipment season long, even during the firearms buck only days. In order to hunt deer, you need a hunting license and a big game license, or a wildlife management area license if you plan to hunt on wildlife management areas. A sportsman's license covers all of these license types to cover everything. There are some exemptions to these license requirements, for instance, youth hunters. However, everyone needs a deer harvest record in order to legally hunt deer.